Hello there. Welcome to Stampin' All Day with Bev. It is 7 o'clock. I hope everyone had a nice celebration with the fathers in your family. Happy Father's Day to all your family members. Hello, welcome. Thanks for coming. I don't see any names, but I do see numbers. There we go. There's Karen Kirshner. Hi. We're going to get started right now. Hi, Viola. We had a little bit of a problem getting on Facebook, and so it took me a while to get us set up here. So we're going to start now since it's beyond 7. Hi, Bev. Welcome, and thank you for staying up so late. Okay, there's Roz too. We're going to get started. So I'm just going to turn you down since it's a little after 7, and we're going to get going. Let's see. I hope it doesn't keep acting up. And let's see. There we go. All right. So far, so good, I think. I didn't want the stars enabled. I turned them off and they're still, Let me see. We are acting up. There we go. Okay. Now I think I'm good. Phew. I don't know why it decided to give me problems today. I apologize. So again, welcome to Stampin' All Day with Bev. I am your host, Beverlee Morales, and it is June. So I have a new host code for June. It is right there. And please shop with me if you do not already have a demonstrator at beverleestamps.stampinup.net. You can also watch me on YouTube. My channel is my name with Stampin' Up right behind it. And email me any questions you may have at any time at mofun44@icloud.com. Remember, every time you place an order with me, you need to fill out your reward sheet. Here it is, just a little sample. So keep that up to date. That is your responsibility so you can earn free stamp sets from me. All right, we're going to start with who won this adorable bag with all these flowers made from that one fabulous die. I got a lot of comments on this, people saying that they hope they win, that they couldn't believe that was all from one die, and they really, really liked it a lot. So let's see who won this. I'm very happy I'm always happy for the winners, but this is a person, and I'm not seeing comments, so I won't be able to respond. Oh, let me see. It says swipe left. No. Hi, Stephanie. Okay, I'm going to have to play with, and I see Cheryl's here. I'm going to have to play with my comments because the stars are blocking them. So who is the winner? She watches me every time. If she can't get me live, she watches the replay, and I really appreciate you so much. So I'm very happy for you, Carol Schaefer. Carol, I believe I have your address, so I will be packaging up this bag and sending it off to you tomorrow. Congratulations. Now, if you've happened to have moved or something, then please let me know so I get the correct address. I'm not even going to try to keep up with what's happening with my comments, so I will look at them after the replay, and hopefully if you ask me any questions, if you ask me any questions, I will get back to you then. They're popping on, like I see Roz right now, and then they're going away, so I don't know what's happening. Here's the stamp set I'm using, Bird's Eye View. It is also a stamp set that if you place an order with me this month, you might win. So I hope you like it when I show you what I've been doing with it. And also, there are going to be random drawings for one of these ribbons here and there throughout the month. So good luck to you on winning those. They're beautiful, gorgeous ribbons. Okay, this is the one somebody's going to win. So let me put that up so I don't use it. Here is the code item number for this set in case you fall in love with it and you want to order it. That is the code. Now, what did I mix this with? a couple of things that I told you I couldn't wait to order, and one of them was the sketched plaid background stamp. Here is that item number for that stamp. Here it is. If you haven't seen a background stamp before, I'm pretty sure you have, but here it is. And the reason I like it so much is because I love plaid, and if we have plaid DSP, wonderful, but if we run out, we have a stamp now that we can make our own anytime. So that, I really like having that. Mine will probably stay on that block, so every time I get ready to use it, it is ready to go. Okay, let me show you the card so I can show you. Hi, Debbie. I can show you what else I used. Here is the cute little card. Look at that little birdie with the big glasses. Her glasses are so awesome. I bet she can see the future. I just think she is the cutest thing ever. And I'm going to show you today how I made these daisies out of our linen thread. And look at the plaid background. And look at those darling ribbons. And look at all the layering. Now look close at this layering here. Everybody knows, oh, thank you for the hearts. Everybody knows that these are the Contours scallop dies, right? So I did use those as well. And I used the 3rd to the largest size on this card. Hi, Louise. And I told you that I could not wait to get this punch. Elegant Edge punch. Look at this girl. Oh, I just love, love, love this punch. And that's how I made the tags. Now, the cardstock is crumb cake. So there's a crumb cake layer piece on top of boho blue card base. And then there is a crumb cake tag made with the Elegant Edge, and then there's a boho blue tag, and they all just mount up my cute little bird. And then I thought that the flowers and the ribbon just finished this card off. Of course, I stamped her on our watercolor paper. Look at the other bird and the other glasses. Aren't they just the cutest things? So here is the item number 149612. And what I'm looking for right now is my 20, 23, 25 dots. I also used the blue dots in the middle of the flowers. Yes, it's nice to use the linen thread in different ways, isn't it, Debbie? I really enjoy doing that. So I'm going to show you guys how to make all of that tonight, and then look at the inside of the card. So I can see a card just made with the flower like this, and then a greeting if you want. Once you know how to make these flowers, you might just do that. Hi, Pam. Okay, so let's get started making our card. And I have a little trick for you using this punch as well. See if you guys have this issue sometimes, and if you do, I will show you how you can avoid it. Let's get our bone folder and fold our base in half. Okay, wing it back for its nice seam there. Okay, and then the layer piece is for the inside, and we're going to put a daisy flower in there. Now this stamp set, what did I do with mine? Put it back here. Does not come with sentiments. And that's fine with me, because we have so many sentiments and so many other stamp sets that we can use these little birds for any occasion whatsoever. And there's also a balloon in there, even if you want to use it for a birthday. Okay, and let's go to, I'm going to start by stamping the bird, just because I'm using watercolor paper and black Memento ink, and I want to give this image a minute to dry. You can run the black Memento ink using the water painters if you do not give this ink time to dry. I did experiment a bit, and I dried mine with my heat tool just because I wanted to start watercoloring right away, and that did work. So that's a little tip. If you didn't think of doing that and you're going to watercolor, go ahead and heat set the Memento ink. Look how cute she is. And then here's her little round spectacles. I just love them. And we're going to place them right over her eyes. And hold my paper and lift. I apologize, you guys. I know there's comments coming through. There's something in the way I cannot read them, so I promise you I will answer you later when I can see them. So now I'm going to use the 2-inch circle punch. Hallelujah, the circle punches are back in stock. I had a customer call me from Tennessee, and she asked me to order all the circle stamps punches for her, and they were all available. That was last week, so hopefully they still are. So I'm going to punch her out and let her sit off to the side now. Okay, watercolor paper. I'm done with that. Did I get my aqua painter out? Nope, here it is. Okay, so now let's go to the background stamp. I haven't shown you how to stamp a background stamp in a long time. If you're new with me, it's a good little lesson. But if you're been a customer of mine for a long time, then you already know how to do this. But it's always good to be reminded, right? So you're going to turn your background stamp. It's so large, you're going to turn it so the stamp is actually looking right at you. And I'm going to do color on color. I thought it was very subtle and very nice. See the plaid background back there? It's not light, but color on color made this very, I don't know, I just really liked the look. Almost manly. I'm calling the bird a her, but maybe this could be, you know, she's blue. It could be a boy since we've got some plaid here, kind of like a man's shirt, right? So you want to just tap your ink onto the stamp and try to make sure you get the corners and the center. That's what we typically forget to do. Then, rather than turn this stamp over and try to hit the paper correctly, we're going to just lay the stamp here in front of you. Take your paper, pointer finger and thumbs on top of each other, and bend your paper just slightly. That way you can see where you're setting your paper, your cardstock, and then set it down. Now you're going to take a piece of scrap paper and just rub. I take my time with this part because I want to fill the corners. I want to fill the whole stamp. I want to get the middle. That can be a bald spot if you do not rub in the middle. Hi, Annie. And just take your time with this part to make sure you get the whole thing. Now, I'm going to kind of apologize for something. I don't know if I need to or not, but I had a comment that it's very irritating for a person that I give salutations during my lives. So when I'm stamping and I see a name, I say hello, and that is bothering some people. So I don't know whether I should stop doing that. I really respect everybody's opinion. So if you can let me know if that bothers you, it's I guess I'm going to call it a habit I have. And if it's irritating, I apologize for that. So I don't know if I should stop or not stop. So you guys let me know how you feel. Okay, so here is the card base. And we could put this on now. Could we? Should we? What have I taught you? No, we shouldn't. We should not. Don't stop. They don't have to watch. Okay. All right. Thank you for your opinion. So what I have taught you before is if you have ribbon on your layer piece, then we need to do that. We need to put that on before we go any farther, right? You do you. Nice to acknowledge. Okay. Thank you guys. All right. So that's what I'm going to do. But first, before I do that, I'm going to come over to the punching part using the punch. So I have some boho blue. Both of these, thank you, Cheryl. Both of these are 2 inches wide because this punch is 2 inches wide. Now here's the little trick I want to show you. I'm going to take the time to get another piece of cardstock. Doesn't have to be the same color, just whatever I grab. And I am going to place, here's the 2. So I said these were 2 inches wide, right? So I'm going to place it right over the line that says 2, right or on the 2-inch mark. Now what happens when I do that with a 2-inch punch? See that? See how tight it is? And see how I have to press down to get it in there, and then I have to kind of scoot, scoot, scoot and make sure it gets in. And if you go over the 2-inch mark, it's going to even be worse. So I want to teach you to line up the edge of your paper just where you can see the 2-inch line underneath you. It's just a sliver that's going to cut off, just a sliver. And then it's going to slide in ever so nicely. So that's just a little tip for you to make your punching extremely easy. So if it's a 2-inch wide punch, make sure you can still see that line just a smidgen, and you won't have any problem getting your paper into the slot. See how easy that slides in now? That's what I do. Okay, so then I always turn it over and make sure I see everything's even, and then I punch. Then I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to do the other side the same way. And look how pretty that is. And it just makes a beautiful backdrop for our little bird. Then I'm a layer girl. And so this is 2 as well, but it's 3 3/4. So this one was 2 by 3 1/4, and this is 2 by 3 3/4. Push it all the way till it stops. Give it a quick glance. All the way till it stops. Give it a quick glance. And you have some beautiful layering on there. Now, just because I know that probably 80% of us, if not more, have the, thank you guys, have the contour scallop dies, I wanted to let you know how stinking cute they look with this tag die. Okay, so we can put these guys together because nothing's going underneath them. See, there's the sample. They're all alone. So I can glue the boho to the crumb cake. And I can glue the crumb cake tag to the crumb cake contour scallop. And then I can get my dimensionals ready. And I'm at the end of these guys again, so we're going to use these up like this. Okay. But I'm not going to take off the backing yet because I'm not ready to put it on the card. I'm just preparing. Hey, Janelle, thank you for coming. Okay, so there we go. Cute little base, right? Just because I want my little bird to dry, I'm going to do everything else first. And then I'm going to put on, and then I'm going to color my bird, but he's really easy to color. So actually I can put this on now, so I can pull these off. The ribbon is below that, so it's not going to interfere. So let's just get this done. Okay. So this ribbon, this blue ribbon, is boho blue ribbon. That's just what it's called. It's just called boho blue, and there is the number. So of course it coordinates perfectly with this, our boho blue inks and papers and everything else we have boho, right? My mini glue dots. I am going to put one little dot on each end of my ribbon. And then I'm just going to place it down. I want it a little bit lower. Okay, and come across. And then I'm going to take my linen ribbon and my mini glue dots again, and I'm going to do the same thing. I agree. I love boho blue, and you can ask my friends that are on here. I always say I'm not a blue person. I'm not a blue person. Well, if you watch my lives, you're going to see that I'm using boho blue all of the time. Okay, so I'm just putting on the ribbon and the linen thread the same way. And I'm going to straighten this out a little bit. And then I've got my silicone mat here just because there's some exposed dots and I don't want it to stick to my grid paper. And now I'm going to run over to my pink, and this is the pink that comes in, it's a bubble bath that comes in this pack here. Okay, so let's see. I can't see who the last comment was from, can I? Nope, can't. So aggravating when things don't work as I want. Now when I'm placing this, you see this little grid of plaid right there? I'm going to place this here. If I place it there, it's taking away that top line, and I kind of want to keep things uniform. Okay. So more of our mini glue dots. One on both ends, just like the previous. And stick it down. Come across. And there we go. Okay. Last one. And then I'm going to show you how to make the daisy out of the linen thread or the flower. Maybe it's not a daisy, whatever kind of flower we want it to be. It is windy, windy, windy in Tracy, California right now. Oh man, we had to put our umbrellas down. Okay, so there is our base. Now we can set it down. Hey Carol, we can set it down because everything's on there, right? Am I missing anything? I don't think I am. So I can set that down. Okay, I'm going to take my Tombow glue and just get that around a little bit. Line up my card. Hey Sharon, how are you, my dear? And set it down. Now, why did I put pink on here? If you look closely, this little bird has blush. Maybe that's why I'm calling her a girl. And so the bubble bath ribbon just really coordinated well with that. Now I'm finding this ribbon a little loose, so I'm going to take my snips and grab it and push in. There we go, all tight again. Okay. Thanks, Carol. I'm glad you like it. Hey. Okay, so here, I'm going to only make one for you, but here are what I'm calling my daisy linen thread daisies. Okay, so let's take some linen thread, and I pull out a long piece. If you have this grid paper, Stampin' Up! Grid paper, it's a little over 16 inches long. So I do the width of the complete paper and then 3 more inches. So I get a pretty long piece. And then I'm going to fold it in half. Thanks for the hearts, you guys. I'm going to fold it in half. Excuse me. Try to get it even. Okay, and then I'm just going to make a bow like I normally would. And pull the 2 loops, right? And I'm going to try to get this knot. Thanks, Sharon, I'm glad. I'm going to try to get this knot kind of tight so things don't slip around on me. Now, until you've done this a few times, and even when you've done it a few times, you might have to pull it apart and try again. It takes a little bit of practice. It's not a super simple thing until you've got it, until you master it. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm going to make another bow just like I just did with the legs. That's it. So it's just 2 bows on top of each other. So you're going to make a loop. You're going to come around to your pointer finger and go around that way. You don't want to go under this way. You want to go around this way. And then where your pointer finger is, there's a little hole, and you're going to grab these 2 and pull. Okay. Now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to try to pull the loops apart easily, very easily, because the top loop that I just made is not, the knot is not snug. It's a little loose. We'll take care of that in a minute, but right now we're going to just separate the loops to get our flower, and then we're going to see the loops that are really big and the loops that are really small, and we're going to try, if we want to, if we're happy with them, we're going to leave them, but we're going to try to find out. See this one? When I pull on it a little bit, it's going to make this one a little bit smaller, even those 2 out a little bit, and you can just pull on them until you get them even. Okay. All right, now, remember I said the second knot is not real snug. So you're going to go back to your mini glue dots, and you're going to stick the knots on a mini glue dot, pull it up, stick down again on another one, and that's just going to hold all your linen pieces tightly together on the back. Okay. Now I can cut off these that are not looped, and I can pull with a little more security. I'm still pressing in the middle with my thumb and my fingers, and I can pull these apart to get them shaped a little better. All right, since I have mini glue dots on there already, I can just set that down and set that down. And I have my flowers on the front of my card. Welcome, Arlene. Thank you for coming. Now we're going to come over to our dots. And I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool, and I think I used the medium size. We're liking the flowers. I'm so glad. I thought, you know, let's let's do something else with that linen thread. We use it a lot for regular bows and for things like this, but what else can we do? So there we go, and look how cute that is. Now with the inside, I'm not forgetting my bird, I'm just, like I said, letting him dry. The inside, you will take your mini glue dots. Oh, I'm so glad, Pam. I'm so glad. Hi, Cookie. I'm going to take another mini glue dot. So this card is really taking some mini glue dots, isn't it? And put it where you want your flower to be. Cut it a little bit longer. Another mini glue dot. And tuck that under. And then we already have mini glue dots back here. I can feel them sticky. Plus there's one right there holding down the base. So there we go. And like I said, with this set, you can take any sentiment you want and you can stamp the inside of the card for whatever occasion you are sending this out for. Okay, let's go to the inside of our card now and back to our Tombow glue. I need to make a card with just linen thread flowers. Just one linen thread flower for your focal point, maybe. 1 or 3. Let's hope 1, huh? And make it simple. And line that up. And there's the inside of our card. Just a little delightful surprise to coordinate with the outside. I just think this card is absolutely sweet. So let's come over to her. We're going to take our aqua painter. Here is their number, 151298, page 137. You get 3 of them in the pack. A little bit of water, my boho blue ink, and I'm just working away and not telling you what I'm doing. Okay, so if you don't have ink on your lid already, all you have to do is burp your pad. This is calling burping your pad. You're squeezing the lid to the bottom, and then look at the nice ink palette you get there. All right, let's see, get some elbow room here. I like to wet my brush really well. The more moisture you have, the lighter your color will be. So I'm just going to start to color him, and like I said, he's going to be light. If it's not flowing nicely for you, you know me, no patience, little miss no patience, then you add more water so it will flow faster. And that's another reason I need to let my ink dry, because I do add a lot of water. Okay, so I'm just going to color his whole, hers body with a light layer of boho. And I have her laying here next to me so you can see how she starts to come together. I do, even though I did let it dry, I do my best to skip over the black lines if I can, just in case a spot didn't dry yet. Oh, you do need a little bit of pumpkin pie for her beak. So this is easy. It's all one color, and you can highlight her as much as you want or as little as you want. And you definitely can use more colors. Okay, let me see. I didn't get my pumpkin pie out. So let me do that right now. I think this pad has been burped many times. It has. I need to clean off my brush because I'm going to another color. This is a tiny area, so I want to be very careful. Clean it off again, because I'm going to go back to my blue. And now I'm going to grab the darker part of the pad where I just got fresh ink on the lid. And I'm going to come in here and just highlight. Now, if you use a re-inker on your lid, your color might be a lot darker. So just be aware of that. You can do it. It's just going to be a lot darker depending on how much you dilute it with your water. And the more you let it dry and come back, the more layering you can do. Now there, I got it a little darker than I wanted, so I'm going to blend it in. And I'll come back and layer just like that, see? Okay, so smooth this out, more water. Okay, now I don't want her standing in La La Land all by herself floating. So I am taking Early Espresso, another pad that has been used many, many times. I cleaned off my brush. I don't want it to be dark. I don't want it to overtake everything. So there's lots of water there. And I'm going to swish, swish, swish. That's it. Swish, swish, swish. Okay. So now we want to clean this off again. And I think her pink cheeks just make it the cutest ever. So I used real red for that. And I just tapped a little bit there, ever so lightly, and let it run in ever so lightly. Lots of water. Remember, it's watercoloring, so it's going to spread. And she's got the cutest little pink cheeks ever. Okay, I'm going to clean her off with my brush off again. And then I'm going to smooth this out side to side. My stark lines on the wings. Bring this up around her little beak. And finish her off. Look how cute she is. Oh, I hear my mom calling me. So I think my husband, I know my husband, he will go to her room and help her. But if he needs my help, I know you understand if I have to run and help her. She probably just has a question because I had her all settled already, I thought. I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals on the back of her. She's wet, so I'm being careful. Yeah, I hear Ken talking to her. Put these on here. And I'm being careful not to touch the front because she's still wet. And I will set her down right there. And to press her down, I'll turn her over. See the wetness there? If you touch it, you might get it on your fingers and then touch something that you don't want to smear. So there you go, ladies. I hope you enjoy little Miss Birdie. She's adorable. Like I said, I cannot read your comments, so I will read them as soon as I am in the house. But I see that I have been getting some hearts here and there, so thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Christine. Thank you, Roz. Now I see a couple of comments. So if I wasn't ignoring you, if I couldn't see you, so I will get back to you in a little bit. Thank you, Bev. So here you go. Try those daisies. I think they add a lot. Oh, you know what? Forgot. What did I forget? I always do that. I forgot a little dot. And so let me grab that so this card is finished. Otherwise, I'll forget, and then it'll never happen. So I might as well just finish it off now. All right, thanks for being here. I hope you all had a great day with your families, and I will see you Tuesday at 2. Bye-bye.